Hi everybody, I am in bed. Um, I also attempted to bleach my eyebrows, but they turned out orange. You can't really tell in this lighting, but I have carrot eyebrows. But honestly, I don't hate them, and I actually kind of like them. So, yeah, um, I'm gonna keep them and keep bleaching them, I think. But I just thought I would pop on here and make a quick video because I'm a bit bored and maybe just talk about my week a bit and what I've been watching and reading and yeah. Um I had a really good week last week. Um yeah, but I don't really remember what I did now, but it was really fun. Um Wednesday, I went to this like improv dance class that I've been going to basically every week. It's called like Gaga. It has nothing to do with Lady Gaga, which is unfortunate, but yeah, basically it's just like this class where there's an instructor and there's music playing, but there's no mirrors, so you don't like see yourself move. And the instructor just kind of is dancing with you and is verbalizing certain prompts. Usually it's like has to do with visuals or certain sensations in the body that he or she wants you to like amplify, and you just like keep moving for an hour straight. And I've been finding it really, really fun to like move my body. In like a very free way. Yeah, I just find it very cathartic and very fun. And I have two friends that sometimes teach the class, so it's always nice to see them. And on the class on Wednesday, one of my dancer friends took the class with me, and that was cute. So that was a good day. And then what else did I do? Definitely did something. Um, Friday was Valentine's Day, and I'm single, but I had a really cute night with three of my guy friends, James, Jonathan, and Kevin. We went to get Indian food at this really yummy restaurant, and it was funny because I was joking that they were my three boyfriends taking me out on a date. Took some like funny photos, and then we went back to Jonathan's apartment and watched Brokeback Mountain and all cried together. And it was lovely. Great night. Love all of them. Um, Saturday, me and my friend James went to visit our other friend Miguel, who works at this really yummy bakery. Um, it was cute. I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was nice to catch up. And then me, James, and three other friends went to see this insane show at NYU Skirball. Um, it was literally the craziest thing I've ever seen. I fucking loved it. It was like performance art dance piece slash theater. Um, all nude female cast. Extremely like I guess you can call it maybe like shock theater, but I honestly found that it transcended like the shock aspects. But there was like parts of it where there were like live performers like masturbating on stage, and like um there was like a woman giving birth to like a rat and um people like dangling and like hanging by their hair from harnesses, and there were like motorcycles hanging from the ceiling, and these performers would like climb up on them and like just like do acrobatic type performance with them. And the one craziest part was there was this woman, um there's like an art form called um I forgot what the term is, but basically, like, people will pierce their skin. Normally, it's like on their back, insert like these hooks, and like literally hang themselves from their skin up into the air. And there was a woman who got live pierced during the show, and she was lifted into the air via her skin by these hooks, which was like so crazy to watch in person. Um, and then she was doing like these acrobatics and shit while dangling from the ceiling, and it was just incredible. The choreographer's name is Florentina Holzinger, so if you're interested in looking up her work, yeah, that's who she is. She's an Austrian choreographer. Um, Lots of interesting themes were explored in the work. I could like go on and on about this, but me and my four other friends who went to see it, we all loved it. We all like, I don't know what that says about us, but we loved the show, and then we went to like this bar afterwards and just talked about it for like 2 hours, and it was like just such a crazy thing to experience. Um, and then on Sunday, me and James again hosted a Valentine's Day movie night at my apartment. And so we like decorated the apartment really cute, had like a snack table. People were like just hanging out and chatting, and we watched Only Lovers Left Alive by Jim Jarmusch, which I had watched but nobody else had seen. So that was like fun to see everyone's reaction to the movie. But yeah, it was a really, really cute evening, and yeah, I had a really, really good week. Like, just good art, good conversation, good friends. Um, yeah, it was great. Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing that happened last week that was really lovely was me and two other friends went to go, I guess, to this author talk. Not to, I guess, to an author talk. Um, the author is Hisham Matar, who wrote My Friends, which was one of my favorite books that I read last year. Um, but I thought I'd maybe just talk a bit about the book too, since I'm already talking about the event that has to do with the author. But My Friends is a, I guess you could categorize it as political fiction, but it follows this young, or I guess he's not young, throughout the whole book, but this man named Khaled, who is Libyan, um, and it kind of just charts his life from childhood in Lebanon, and then he goes to England for college, and he meets these two other friends who are also both Lebanese who become really influential in his life. Um, Hossam and Mustafa. And there's this one really traumatic event towards the first half of the book that really changes his life trajectory, which I'm not going to spoil. But yeah, it just charts his life and his relationships with those two friends as he ages, and his relationship with his family and his country. He basically becomes a political refugee because of this event that takes place, and is exiled from returning back to his home country of Lebanon. And it also covers events like the Arab Spring and the fascist regime in Lebanon and how that affects his family's life, and I guess his own development as a person. And uh, yeah. But yes, it is a very, very lovely book. Very well written, beautiful language. It's like one of those books that just completely grabs you, and all these characters now live like so, like they live inside of me. Like I think about them sometimes, which is kind of corny to say, but yeah, you just like read this book and it's the last page, and you're just like, oh my god, like so many vast and intimate experiences I feel like I've lived through these characters. And yeah, it's just a really, really lovely piece of writing. Um, and Hisham himself was also extremely lovely and generous, and the talk was amazing. Um, the two people that I went with to the talk were also writers, so he said a lot of really insightful things about the writing process and just like the process of marinating on certain ideas and topics and letting them sit for a while before like vomiting them out as words, and talked a lot about friendship and how he has written about friendship in this book. Just like the power of friendship and relationships and writing and art and um, I don't know. I'm doing a really poor job at recounting this event, but the moderator was also really amazing. She asked a bunch of really great questions at the end of the event. We all got our book signed and had a little chat with him. And he was like, I was like, oh, I'm also a writer. Like, I found your work to be super inspiring. And he was so nice and was like, where can I read your stuff? And I was like, oh, I have a Substack. I'm sure he was just asking to be polite. But it was still like a nice gesture. And after the event, I went home and like wrote him a long email, which he hasn't replied to. But I was just like, I loved the book. I loved your talk. Looking forward to reading anything that you come out with next. But yeah, that was a great event. And I also met one of my friends from my Tin House cohort who happened to work at that bookstore, and I that was my first time meeting her in person since the Tin House workshop that took place last February. So that was a lovely surprise. Shout out to Bex. So yeah, that was amazing. Also, there are two other things that I need to mention before I end this very random video. But I am so fucking excited for LG7, Lady Gaga's seventh album, to come out in March. I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan. Pause up. um, but I've been listening to Abracadabra like on fucking repeat every single day. It's so good. I love her other single too from the album, Disease. Like, Mother Monster is back, and she is back in her like crazy goth art bitch era, and I'm like fucking living for it, and I'm so excited, and I cannot stop talking about it to like everyone that I meet, and I'm sure that everybody finds it super annoying, but I just love her, and I'm so excited to hear the new album. Um, Another thing that I'm super excited for is this new Ira Sachs movie that's coming out soon. It just premiered at Sundance in Berlinale, I think, last month or a couple weeks ago. But Peter Hujar's Day, starring Ben Whishaw, who is my favorite actor in the whole world. Um, and I love Peter Hujar. I think he's like an artist that I had become aware of through the work of David Wojnarowicz, who's like a painter and writer and visual artist. And they were in a relationship, David and Peter Hujar, in the 70s, like in West Village in New York, like with all the that iconic era of artists. Sadly, both of them died from AIDS. I think in the early 90s or something. But yeah, really excited to watch this movie. I'm so intrigued because basically it's based on just a long transcript of a conversation between Peter Hujar and his friend, um, who is the writer, Linda Rosencrantz, and it's just this long conversation that takes place in Hujar's apartment, and that's the whole film. And apparently Ben Whishaw had to memorize 55 pages of dialogue, and it was like the hardest thing he's ever done as an actor. and I'm so excited to watch it because I love Peter Hujar. I'm obsessed with that era of art in New York in the 70s, and I love Ira Sachs as a director too. His movie Passages that came out 2 years ago was fucking amazing. Yeah, I just am excited. I can't wait for it to come out. Um, Lady Gaga and Ben Whishaw are my two favorites. Sorry for the sudden darkness, but I just wanted to wrap up this video and say thank you for watching to my 12 lovely subscribers. And I hope you guys all have a great week. And yeah, stay warm, stay healthy, stay sane, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.